How do there, guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV, where we're going to be discussing the Premier League selections before the World Championships. And I'm actually going to be joined today to have his say on who he thinks about by a Premier League winner, Glen Durrant.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's been an interesting one, even just trying to put it together. I think, like you said, the first six was pretty straightforward, but we've had some discussion before we sort of come on air a little bit there. And yeah, open to discussion. Keen to hear what others think about it as well. So make sure you subscribe, you follow, get some comments on there. But it's that time of the year now where let's see who gets chosen.
The thing with this is, I think pre-World Championship is hard to do normally because the World Championship blows everything apart. However, I think this year, regardless of what happens at the World Championship, we've got six people that are nailed on. Now, I've put this as top four for Luke Humphries, Gowan Price, Van Goen, and Smith. But if that's not the case, I still don't think it changes the players that are in here. Peter Wright, I don't think is going to be missing out, even if he does drop out of the top four. And Nathan Aspinall hasn't had the greatest of years, but how can you not have the world match play champion in?
Yeah, it's impossible, and his box office is Nathan. So, he ticks all the boxes for the Premier League, and I fully expect him. No discussions at all.
So that's my six. We're both fully in agreement with that. And I think a lot of people are fully in agreement with this, but this is where it comes to debate. So here's my shortlist. And as you can see, I've gone for a couple of people in different colours here, which is sort of how strongly I think they're in. A couple of that are up for debate: Gary Anderson, James Wade, Rob Cross, Andrew Gilding, Chris Doby, and Bunting. Now, I do think a lot of these have to do a little bit more, but let's first pick on Gary Anderson because for me, he's in, but he doesn't want it apparently.
Yeah, well, just watched the interview, and he said he doesn't want to. I think a big part of his success at the moment is the fact he's not travelling. Honestly, I mean, you dream of doing the Premier League. I was walking on air, it was that good. Them first four or five venues just before COVID, I loved it. I love the fact I was going out on a Tuesday and travelling until the part of the circus that is the Premier League. 'Cause that's exactly what it is from there. And Gary did it for 15, 16 years or something crazy like that over 17 weeks. It does take a lot out of it. And for me, it's no surprise that his success is the year he's not playing in the Premier League. And if he says he's not going to play in it, he won't play in it. But the PDC, Sky can be very persuasive, and maybe Gary one more time.
I was going to ask that actually because it's one of those things that's easy to say I won't do it, but when it's in front of you, can you still go with that?
I mean, he was talking about he's in the top 16 of the Pro Tour rankings now, so he's going to get invites to the European Tour. So maybe that's his plan. Maybe he's going to incorporate some of the Euro tours, which is great for PDC Europe and the German fans, the Polish fans, Hungarian, Romanian, Czech, and all. It's yeah, it's a big decision for him, but every day of the week, I think Gary Anderson, for me, on the floor, 2023 Player of the Year.
Two other people on my shortlist that are quite controversial. One of them, Chris Doby. Chris Doby got in the Premier League last year off the back of winning the Masters at the last minute. He's having a good year, but do you think he's done enough to get either off the shortlist and maybe into those two spots?
He's had a very good year, but I think there's a couple of people I've met in my life who seem to play better than the other player and lose. I mean, Jamie Hughes has had 10 years of it. I used to beat him in the BDO, and he was by far the much better player. And Chris Doby is, how many times has he averaged over 100 and lost this year? So I know how much he loved the Premier League last year. He might have to go and qualify via the Worlds, meaning he gets to minimum the final. So I think that's what it's going to take for someone to come through there. So just on the periphery for me, just doesn't make my shortlist.
One that I think's at the top of my shortlist, and if anything, if I had to do this now, I'd say he's in position number seven, Rob Cross.
Yes. So we're in agreement with seven. So
Yeah, we've got
yeah,
seven of them nailed.
but I've got a little controversial one in relation to possible Gary Anderson. So my eight would be Cross and Anderson. Anderson says no. I do have a little controversial one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Where are we
You
going?
want to know now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I mean, look, when I was in the game, when I was playing, if someone with a non-tour card got it, I'd be up in arms. And here's one for you. I mean, when I was playing and when I was winning the Premier League, it was an exhibition. You know, when you win it, it's the second biggest major going. There's always that debate with people. So if it is a glorified exhibition, which I used to hurt when I used to read that, because it was my biggest ever win, Greaves. There you go. I think the best women's player out there. She creates debate. It's all about the crowds, the Premier League. I mean, it's an incredible, incredible atmosphere to play in. And for all those people who are saying it's PDC, must have a tour card, it's going to create debate. I understand there's going to be some reaction for that. But if we're going to go down that, you're saying to me it's a glorified exhibition, then Greaves to me.
No talk of Andrew Gilding, UK Open champion, or does he go down the road of other players now who have missed out as major winners?
I mean, listen, I was not Mr. Personality, don't get me wrong, and I was surprised when I got in the Premier League, but I did come from the back of 3 wins at the BDO, which I know got me in. I think people like Danny Noppert and Andrew Gilding, do they tick all the right boxes? It's a shame if it went on major wins, then Andrew Gilding's in, isn't he? But I can't see him getting in, and I would love another cuddle off him.
As Chris Doby reminds you of very regular.
Yeah, it's just I can't see it happening. Noppert and Gilding, I just don't see them getting for the personality sort of style of things.
So before we reveal the final 8 pre-World Championship, remember this could get blown apart. Except that 6, I think the 6 is in. What is the key characteristic then, if it's not winning a major title? What do you think is the key characteristic of somebody to take those final 2 spots? What do they need to do?
Entertainment, controversy.
For that reason, I've seen people put Damon Head forward.
Yeah, I'm the biggest Damon Head fan going, but again, he's been working on that side of the game. The walk-on is more specific to him, not to try to get into the Premier League because he's got the best walk-ons and the wackiest walk-ons. He is doing those walk-ons because he identified a problem of when he was playing games that he wasn't settling very quickly, and he felt something with the walk-ons could be better. It might be a year too early for Damon Head, but I know he's got plans. He's working on that extra 1%, 2% next year. Big fan. A year too early for me for Head.
So, my final 8, and it sounds like we finally agree on something. Top 6, undeniable. We can't take those out. That is MVG, Wright, Price, Humphreys, and Aspinall. And for the 2 players at the moment taking those final 2 spots, I'm going with Gary Anderson and Rob Cross. I think Gary Anderson will potentially get talked into, like you say, 1 more year in the Premier League.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, it could be at this moment. So if Anderson says no, I'll have to caveat it's a straight shootout of Wade versus Bunting right now.
So let us know down in the comment section down below, what is your 8? Do you agree with our rock solid 6? Is that definite for you? Do you find any way to debate that? If you do, well done. You're very good at debating things, because I think that's not even up for debate. Who are your final 2 spots? Let us know your 8 down in the comment section below. On your way down there, hit the like, and we'll catch you soon with some more Edgar TV. You've got to move the. There you go.
Right, okay, yeah. Mr. Personality.
Edgar TV.